Taxes and death, the two things you can never really avoid, or can you? You see, one of the things that keep us back from achieving our full potential is because of limiting beliefs, and I've talked about that in other videos. I'm going to put a link to one of those videos here. However, today I'm going to describe to you how that limiting belief might somewhat limit you. Now, Christians somehow believe that you can overcome death, and that's because when the body dies, Christians believe that the soul lives on, and so do other religious settings. The whole idea is that you don't really die. So in a way, you can cheat death. Now, with taxes, it's a little bit more tricky. The tax code was written for employees, particularly for workers. Now, those who are owners are able to somehow manipulate the tax system. Now, if I told you there was a way you can cheat taxes, wouldn't you want to know about that? And the funny thing is, you just can't cheat taxes, but you're also allowed to cheat the tax system. Now, the only way to do that is by having assets. You have employees who work 12 months in a year, and of the 12 months in a year the employees work, 2 to 3 of those is spent paying taxes. So 3 months out of the year, every of your earnings is given away to the IRS. In some cases, could be more than 3 months of your annual wages. Just poof, gone in taxes. Now, if there's a way to save so you don't have to, wouldn't you want to find out? Now, that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. There are some asset classes which, if you are able to own by buying them or by having shares in them, you're going to have some deferred taxation. You can kick it down the road. So while your friends are working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, you, on the other hand, instead of working 9 to 5, you start buying all these assets. By acquiring these assets, you end up paying reduced taxes. That explains why a lot of the billionaires and the rich guys, many of them do not want to receive an income, or even if they did, they'll collect $1, for example, or $5 or $10 as an annual salary, because they play a different kind of game. So how do you play the games that the billionaires play? And the way to do that is by recognizing one simple fact, and that is that you can never build wealth by getting a 9-to-5 job. The 9-to-5 job is more of a trap. It's an income trap whereby you get a little bit every 2 weeks, or a little bit every month if you are paid monthly. And then on top of that, you pay 30% taxes, 22% taxes, depending on what your tax brackets are. So I'm not a tax expert by any way, but there are just ways you could do this such that you have to minimize or reduce the amount of taxes you pay. And that's by owning assets or by having shares of certain class. What kind of assets am I talking about? It could be stocks. You can have some investments, you can have businesses, gold, cryptocurrency, or even real estate. Now, with real estate, it's a little bit more interesting because it's a gift that just keep giving. For one, there's the cash flow. You're also able to leverage because the bank borrows you money, and then they might borrow you like 80%, you put 20% down, in some cases up to 98%, 97.5%, in some cases even 100%. So you are borrowing other people's money, OPM, and then your asset also appreciates over time. Real estate averagely appreciates about 3 to 4% every year in recent times. And then you have depreciation. Depreciation allows you to be able to depreciate the purchase price at which you used to buy this business, real estate. And then there's also some tax benefits, tax advantages. If you have a property manager, for example, you can deduct that. So even though you are paying for it, but you're not really paying for it once you file your taxes. Then there's also the debt pay down. Your tenant is helping you pay down your debts, which is a good thing because in 30 years, if you had a 30-year mortgage, your tenant just basically bought the asset for you because they paid all your mortgage while you took the cash flow. You're able to leverage. Your property is going to appreciate 30 years later from when you bought it. And obviously, there's the tax advantages that you get every single year when you file. So that's an example of how you can sort of cheat on your taxes. And this is what a lot of billionaires know. And this is what many rich people know, which a lot of us, we don't know that because you come to this country, you're an immigrant, you're hustling, and you've been told to do the right thing, which is go to work Monday to Friday, you're busting your ass, you're working really hard. And I have a lot of my friends that I know that work like for high-tech industries and just really making 6 figures. But the problem is the 6 figures you're making you are not really making all of it if a quarter of it goes away by the end of the year, and then you repeat the same thing the following year. So most people who are smarter, if I can use that word, try to get assets, because those assets are what allow them to be able to kind of not pay as much taxes. In a way, back to how I started this video, yes, you can cheat on the tax system. The other thing you need to realize is with these assets, once you have them, you can use them to get more debts. You can use them to defer more taxes. It's kind of like a snowball where you get one asset class. Then that asset class allows you to leverage against other asset classes. So what do I mean by that? For example, you buy one property, you put 5% down on that property. Once you put 5% down, you borrow 95%. But then 2 years later, the property that you bought for $100,000, in this case, for example, for which you put $5,000 down, might be worth $150,000. So that's $50,000 that you made extra just from appreciation. Now you go to the bank and then you say, hey bank, here, I've got $50,000 extra. Can I use that $50,000 to borrow more money? The bank will say, sure, because you've demonstrated that you know about this trick in the tax system, and that allows you to be able to get the next house or get the next asset class. In fact, a lot of billionaires, a lot of entrepreneurs who start their company, once they go and get valuation for that company, based on that valuation, they can go to the bank and get more money. So it's not just real estate, it's also businesses. If you started a business and you can show your P&L, your profit and loss, and you can show that your business is making money, the bank can borrow you money against that asset class. Now, you try to have an employee, go to them and say, hey, I work for XYZ company and I need you to borrow me money. They'll be like, why? What's the asset class? Because there's no asset class to loan on. You are the asset class. You are the one going to work. And sometimes you fall sick. Sometimes you change jobs. Sometimes you don't feel like going to work. Sometimes you quit your job. But if you have an asset class that is working on its own without your involvement, whereby you're outside of it, you're away from it, that's the game changer. And that's how you can begin to understand how the taxation system works, which was not built for you and I. The taxation system was really built for the rich people, those who understand what the government is trying to do by creating jobs, by having businesses, or by providing groceries, having a grocery outlet, for example, even by having a gas station. Those are assets that you can buy, having a 7-Eleven or different grocery outlets that allows you to be able to create jobs. If you're an employer, the tax system looks at you differently. And it's differently because you are doing more for the community, you are doing more for your country, you are creating jobs, you're a job creator. I guess all I'm trying to say is you can definitely see how the tax system is working and how you can somehow cheat the tax system, and more importantly, how can you maybe use more debts to leverage and leverage and leverage and leverage and leverage, as long as you're not over leveraged. What do you guys think about this? Are you looking at getting into real estate? I have a book that teaches you the step-by-step on how to buy a house as a pro. I'm going to leave a link in the description below for you to grab a copy of it. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and if you're not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe. Help us grow this channel. Thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you next video.